What's up with you? For today's video with a full Fortress team. Derek, this team is for you. I'll be using 6 Fortresses with 6 different movesets. This is a throwback to the shiny race we had recently where a shiny Fortress actually went boom. Now, with these movesets, it is fairly limited on what moves Fortress can get. It was a pretty difficult team, but it was really, really fun to do. Now, I've got a question for you here, people. If you had a Pokemon's hunt that you've ever had before, have you ever had a Pokemon that's fainted by, Explosion, Memento, Final Gambit? Let me know your story in the comment section of the video. I'd really like to hear it. And if you want to enjoy the videos, you want to support, hit that like button. First battle here we have against Prince Vegeta, and we got a Moose lead here. Now, I've never seen a Moose in my life. The only Moose I've seen is a Chocolate Moose. So my first Fortress here is going to be a classic setup set. So Fortress does get a lot of entry hazards moves, so I thought this would be a good opportunity. Now, this opposing Tinglu trapped me in with Sand Tomb, and it's going to be attempting to use Fissure against me. Fortress 3, let's go over this set. So we've got max health and max special defense, sassy nature, spikes, stealth rock, toxic spikes, and self-destruct. Ability is going to be Overcoat, if you were curious as to why Fissure wasn't failing to Sturdy. So Fortress only has 2 abilities, that's Sturdy and Overcoat. The item I also put on this was Quick Claw too. So the other move the Tinglu has got is going to have Ruination too, and that's a good way of just getting some extra health, or, when you keep missing Fissure all the time. So I'm going to be setting up as many entry hazards as possible here, and this is my very, very last turn. So I'm going to be going for Self-Destruct. Now, I actually avoided the attack there, the final Fissure, and I managed to get a Self-Destruct off here. Now, with no attack EVs whatsoever, and Tinglu's very, very nice bulk, I'm not really going to be doing a lot of damage here either. But looking at Tinglu sort of looks, I said this before, Tinglu sort of looks like a cereal bowl. You look at the side of it, there's your, well, I was going to say your fork and your spoon, but you're probably not going to use a fork with your cereal. Maybe you are, I'm not sure. Who uses a fork with their cereal? Let me know in the comment section. I just should use a spoon, I guess. So bringing in Fortress number 2 here, this one does indeed have the Sturdy ability. I'm going to be going for a special Fortress here. Now, obviously for this team, I included 1 shiny Fortress, and of course it had to have Explosion as well. Now this, where was it? The second one. This is a Bug Buzz, Zap Cannon, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Sturdy ability, and Throat Spray set. So a couple of Bug Buzzes were enough to take out the Tinglu there. I'm glad I did have a super effective move, because that might have taken quite a while to feint that. So this one was max health and max special attack, modest nature. And yeah, we had this special attack boost from Throat Spray. Next Pokemon is right on this motorbike. I'm not saying that word, very appropriate. Anyway, so it's going to be coming here, and it's going to be a Mega Troll set. Now, this was, I was thinking to myself, well, I wonder what fire move it's going to, if it has one, and it had Fire Spin. I'm really worried about Fire Spin here, because I think this might be a sweep, so I got to get out of this situation. It's a very, very bad one. Now, I do have a Toxic Orb, Toxic Damage on Koraidon, which is good, so I got to go into Fortress number 1. Now, of course, this one does have Sturdy as well. This is a Choice Spec set, so I've got Terra Water on this, because I thought, well, Terra Water is actually a pretty good idea because, with Fortress, it's got that mega fire weaknesses. So if I come across anyone with fire type, I come across the odd Koraidon with Fire Spin here and there, or your Ember Volcarona, I've got a little bit of backup, right, so I don't get wrecked. So go for that Terra Water. Here comes a Mud Slap. So Mud Slap and Fire Spin, that's very, very cruel. I see that strategy. I'm going to be going for a Steel Beam here. Steel Beam does pretty good damage here to ride on this Pokemon, and it's going to be fainting the next turn, actually. Now, at this stage, I was like, I'm going to swap Fortress 1 out because I don't want to obviously faint myself with Steel Beam or miss or something bad like that. So we're going to go into Fortress number 5, Staying Alive. Now, that Choice Spec set, that was max special attack and max health as well, modest nature. So exactly the same EVs as the previous second one. Now, that's the end of the Koraidon there. I was very, very scared about that. And the next one is called Arven Fail. That is the most savage nickname I've actually ever seen in my life. And when you think about it, think about Scarlet and Violet and the playthrough, just and look at the graves. Anyway, that's the meanest name in the world. So Fortress number 5, let me bring this up right here. We got Iron Defense, Body Press, Light Screen, and Rest. I've got the ability Overcoat here, and we've got Chesto Bro. Now, I got licked by the the graveyard here. Now, this seems to be a set that wants to paralyze me and, do all these sort of mean status moves. I'm assuming that at this point. So I'm going to be swapping out Fortress number 5. There's not a lot I can do. I just set light screen up and swapped it out. And I went back into Fortress number 1. So now it's going to be going for a Confuse Ray. So it's got Confuse Ray and Lick. So instantly you can see that is Parafusion too, which is going to be very, very bad. So that's the end of the sun, which is good. So that means I can go for a Terra Water here, and it's not going to be powered down. So we come to another Lick again there. Fortress does not get paralyzed, which is very, very good. And I actually get through the confusion and manage to go off a Terra Blast there. So Terra Blast Water. Not a bad Terra there for the Fortress. So I did some good damage there, and indeed, unfortunately, Arven is going to fail. Now, the other move that it had was it had Bite as well, apparently. So it was like a flinching set with Parafusion. So that would have been very, very nasty. Next Pokemon is Hot and Spicy. That's a good name for Scovillain. I don't mind hot food, but I don't like, when the food is like the temperature of the sun inside my mouth and I can't taste anything. It's going to pop a Razor Leaf, and it is a critting set, I'm assuming. Unless they just rolled a lucky crit there, but I believe it was a Scovillain Scovillain. Say Scovillain 10 times in a row. There you go. Now, it's going to take a little bit of damage, of course, from the Toxic Spikes and all the extra hazards in the world there. We're going to bring in our Fortress number 4. Now, this is a true Piplup special. I've got 0 IVs in defense and health there. It is a counter Fortress. So I always found it funny that Fortress did get counter because, as you know, it's got such a high defensive stat, and I actually managed to get this one to work. The bad thing was, right, I got burned, so I'm going to be fainting the next turn. So this is a physical Salac Berry set there. Max speed, max attack. Let me bring this up real quick. And unfortunately, I got burned there. So I've got Counter Earthquake, Iron Head, and Ice Spinner. What I was going to do was I had Jolly Nature, max attack. I was going to Iron Head flinch spam, but that Fire Fang burn definitely made me pretty salty there. So the light screen is now gone. Out comes Pink Sus, and it is the Ditto. So this is going to be pretty cool because I said in my Fortress, the exploding one. Now, this is named after Cat's Lady Crimson because her Fortress actually exploded in our last Shiny run. So it was sort of dedicated to this. Actually, Shiny Fortress looks really, really cool. It looks very nice and metallic and golden there. But yes, question of the day. Tell me your Shiny failures there. Like, I know, I'm trying to think back. There were some pretty trolly Pokemon. There's Final Gambit Pokemon, Memento, Explosion, Self-Destruct. Let me know your stories all in the comment section. I want to read them over breakfast and laugh. No, I wouldn't laugh. Trust me, wouldn't. So we've got this really cool set here. So we've got a Power Tricks. We're going to swap that defense and attack around. Max defense, max speed, impish nature. Bulldoze, Bug Bite, and Explosion. Normal Gem and Sturdy as the ability. So I went for Bulldoze here. I'm looking at my moves and I'm thinking, well, yeah, Bulldoze is going to do nothing really anyway. I'm just going to go for Explosion here and do as much as I can. At least it does have high base power, and I also do have the normal gem. My Terra type was normal too, but since I already had to Terra my Fortress early on, I couldn't do that. It would have been enough to actually take it out there. So I'm going to be blowing myself up there. Good night to the little Fortress, and the opposing Fortress is going to go for a Bulldoze. Now, I need to turn my aircon because it's getting very, very warm in my room right now. I'm getting very sweaty, using all these, incredibly sweaty sets. So I'm going to bring in Fortress number 5 here, and I'm going to be going for attacking move here. However, Pink Sus has outsped me and got an explosion off there. I guess the Ditto copied the status from the Salac Berry, and then the Bulldoze reset that, but it was still faster because I was running max speed. So I managed to get the light screen up here, just in case there was any, special moves there. And we got Tyranitar 2.0 coming out here. Now, this Fortress set was purely based around body press. So, just bringing this one up here on my PC. So, we've got Iron Defense and Booster Defense. I've got Max Health and Max Defense, Impish Nature. Body Press does a lot of damage here. Overcoat is ability, Light Screen, and Resto Chesto. So at this stage, I'm like, well, I've taken a fair bit of damage here. Let's go for rest and let's heal up. And then I can start going for body press. I might even be able to go for, Iron Defense too to increase the damage. Because, Tyranitar 2.0, it's got a pretty good amount of defense here. Now, my opponent also hadn't actually Terra'd yet. So I was kind of interested. Is it going to be like Terra Electric to, power up any electric type moves? Or was it going to be, something different there? Now, the Tyranitar 2.0 turned out to be a Terra Flying. So my body press is not going to be very effective at all. They have to be some really, really heavy, like heavy helium balloons to lift. Like, imagine lifting a Tyranitar off the ground with a couple of party balloons, you know? Like, you need a couple more. So Tyranitar is taking some reasonable damage there, and the light screen only has a little bit of turn. So it's an Electro Ball Tyranitar. It is doing a fair bit of damage to me, considering the light screen is up. So this is the very last turn here. I'm going to be going for body press. Obviously, I don't want to risk the stalling anymore because light screen is going to wear out. And that last hit was not a crit. Thank goodness. I was being extremely salty. And that is the end of the battle. The funny thing is I got the crit at the end of the battle there when, of course, it wasn't needed. But thank you for the battle, Prince Vegeta. We always have great battles, man. It's always a pleasure. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is a battle against Joshua. We got a sleeping Goldengo in the trainer card there. So first Pokemon is going to be Palafin. Now this is the team here as well. But is it Palafin? Now my first Pokemon, of course, is Fortress. I know this really does surprise you. It truly does. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different here, a little bit far-fetched. I'm going to be going for a Terra on turn 1. And this is a Terra Electric Fortress. I think it's pretty cool that Fortress actually gets Zap Cannon, you know. So I got hit by the flamethrower there. Zap Cannon actually lands. You wouldn't read about it. So this is very, very good. So excellent damage there, but it doesn't take Palafin out. I get my Paralyze, and the Palafin is not going to be Palafin. It is a normal Zoroark. They're trying to trick me. Unfortunately, since Fortress is as slow as a slug, it is going to be outspared there by the Night Days. Goodbye. Next Pokemon is going to be the Shiny Fortress. Now, I don't want to go boom here because I got to say this too. The way I was doing this team, someone in the comment section was saying, like, they were singing this song. It was like, boom, 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 I want you in my room. And I remember that was a song I heard when I was quite young. Maybe when I was about 10 or less. It's by Venga Boys. Does anyone remember that song? You probably have to be fairly old to remember that song, right? I doubt he'll be playing very much now. Anyway, back to the battle there. I'm going on a tangent. Here comes Palafin. It's gone for a Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak Palafin. I wonder what this is going to be. So I've lost 2 of my Foresters now. We're going to go into Foresters number 3. And now it's going to go for Shadow Sneak and Nightshade. So that's very, very curious. Indeed. So I'm going to be setting up Toxic Spikes here. Spikes, Stealth Rock, as many as I can possibly do. So that's foul play. That's not going to be doing much here. So it is giving me a little rare opportunity to set these up. I mean, when you verse physical Pokemon, usually Fortress has a decent chance of setting things up here. You know, when you verse special ones, it's not all really that good then. When you Fire-type Pokemon, yeah, you're going to get wrecked in one shot there. So I got a nice little Quick Claw activation here, and I went for Self-Deduct. I wonder what this is going to be. Is it normal Fortress? And it didn't affect us. So the Palafin was actually a Palafin. It's true, it's a Palafin, all right? I'm definitely not trying to trick you. So that's the end of 3 of Foresters. What could it be? It's not Zoroark, so what could it be? So here comes foul play there again on Foresters number 1. I'm going to go for a Steel Beam here. Find that right out of my nose there. Palafin almost faints, but it turns out, people, that the Palafin is actually a Zoroark Hisuian, so it was another troll. Now they're going to go for a Nightshade there. That was definitely a bulky Everlight set, because most of the time, I'd say a Zoroark would have fainted to that. You know, Choice Spec, Steel Beam. It's a pretty powerful move. So I'm going to be fainting, and so is the Palafin Zoroark Hisuian. Next Pokemon is Palafin. But wait, is it though? Next Pokemon I've got is Fortress. I know this surprises you. Now, Fortress number 4 needs to get its act together here. So I went for counter. They went for Waterfall. I was like, yes, this is good. I'm going to actually be able to get counter to be useful here. So counter got some good damage. It did not take Palafin out, but you know, Palafin is going to be fainting very, very soon. I'm going to be outspeeding it with the Earthquake, and that is the end of Palafin. It actually was Palafin, but it was Finazon, all right? Now, the next Pokemon is going to be Palafin. I see the love heart. See the love heart, people there? The love is all around. Now, that's number 4. That's number 4 Palafin, right? All these Pokemon have been Palafin, okay? All right, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Now they go for a knockoff, getting rid of my Salac Berry. I'm going to go for Earthquake here. Now, Earthquake does really, really good damage, and I'm going to take out a Zoroark. I mean, a Palafin. So that's what I'm looking. I'm starting to lose track of all these Pokemon. So that's 2 Zoroarks, Zoroark, and I can't do this anymore. So the next Pokemon is going to be Palafin. Is it actually though? And I'm going to take some Stealth Rock damage here on Palafin. It's going to use Hyper Voice. So Hyper Voice is going to end my Forretress number 4. I didn't have a throat spray or anything like that, and it's going to be taking a little bit of toxic damage. So I've got one more, and that's Forretress number 5. Oh, this is the body press there. They're going to go for a Grass Knot. So they've got Grass Knot and Hyper Voice. Like, that's, I'm assuming they really have nothing to hit me with. Like, my steel typing is, Psychic. There you go. So none of their moves are going to be very effective at all there against Forretress. So I'm going to be setting up a Iron Defense here, boosting my defense so I can use Body Press. Now, on this turn, I went for a Body Press here. Out comes Palafin. That's actually Palafin, but is it though? And Palafin's going to take some Stealth Rock damage, some Spikes damage, some Poison damage. I was like, all right, time to find out what it exactly is. So I went for Body Press this turn. Here it comes there, +2 defense. And that is the end of that was an actual Palafin there, an actual one. Next one is going to be Zoroark. That's not actually Palafin, so we've seen all of them. They've all been revealed. Obviously, they've got no moveset with it. It's like Psychic, Grass Knot, and all those sort of things. I went for a rest there because I wasn't really sure if I had a move that would do at least neutral damage, but I wasn't really hopeful because I seen like not very effective, not very effective, not very effective. So this is the very last turn here. This was actually pretty funny. So I was like, all right, well, they're going to faint the next turn here. Here comes the Terra. I wonder what the Terra could be. I just went for Body Press here. It didn't really matter what I went for. It turned out to be Terra Noble. So my Body Press, funnily enough, is actually going to be able to hit the Hisuian Zoroark. So they're going to go for a Hyper Voice there. That was the very best move they had to actually even do any damage to Forretress. And I'm going to be sitting on that Forretress Palafin, and that is the end of the battle. I hope this battle really confused you. Thank you, Joshua, for the battle there. A very interesting, fun team for sure. Let's get on to battle number 3 here. This is a battle against Joel. This is a random battle here on the Poke Portal. I don't even know how to explain this battle. Just watch it and, just watch. That's all I'm going to say. So first Pokemon we got is a Naughty Hackmon here. It's a great task, so I thought, well, I got to get rid of these Hackmons, right? I got to go for a Terra on turn 1. So went for the little Timmy Terra turn 1, and this is going to be Terra Water. I actually did this a fair bit, so I thought, well, I could go for Terra Blast Water. Oh, great task. That'll be unsuspecting. They're going to pop a Head Smash there. Didn't expect that one. That did a fair bit of damage to Forretress, and now I'm just going to go for Terra Blast here. And Terra Blast is going to be enough to take out that Naughty Hackmon. So, like, that's good. We got rid of the scum. We released it right. Now, we've got another one. Like, it's another one here. So, we've got Gardevoir. So, all right, got to get rid of another Hack Pokemon here. Gardevoir is going to copy my Sturdy, right? Now, they're going to go for a Terra. Like, I wonder what move Gardevoir is going to use here. I hope it doesn't have, like, Energy Ball or Thunderbolt, and it's going to be Terra Psychic. So, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's kind of good for them because I was all like Steel-type Pokemon. They're going to pop a Magical Leaf? What the hell? Magical Leaf. That was magical. I'm going to go for the Terra Blast Water there. I actually get a lucky crit, which is kind of cool there. And they're going to pop another Magical Leaf. And that is the end of Forretress. Man, what are these Hackmons? What are they giving these Hackmons there? They're going to step the hack game up there. Magical Leaf? What's going on? I think they've been watching a Pipnut video or two. So we got a Future Sight on my Forretress. My future is looking bright though, because that's not going to be very effective. I'm going to be setting up the Stealth Rock. So once again, I thought this was a good opportunity to set all my entry hazards up. So now we got a Gardevoir swap here, and we got another Hackmon. So I'm like, wow, there's like 3 of them in a row. Also, I want to say this is a PSA too. If you get any Pokemon with these nicknames, please release them. They are hacked, right? Obviously, I'm sure you know that, but just in case there's that person out there that thinks they've got a good Pokemon and stuff like that, just please release it there. It's just hack rubbish. So anyway, back to the battle there. They went for Draco Meteor. I'm like, what? Did they not have anything to hit me with outside of not very effective? I'm thinking about its moves. I'm like, well, if it has a flying move, that's not going to do much, I guess. They got a Dragon move, and that's not going to do much either. Now they went for Airways. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe they don't truly have anything to hit me with outside of that. So I just sort of made use of this to set everything up. Then they popped the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump did less than Aerial Wave, so I just went for a self-destruct here. Seriously, I was at the stage where I'm like, I don't even know what's going on in this battle anymore. So Forretress 3 is going to fail. I'm like, all right, Forretress 2. Let's bring this bad boy in and let's go for it. So we got the Roaring Moon swapping out, and I was like, oh, is this Gardevoir? And it's not. It's Walking Meme, and it's another Hackmon. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So we got another poison there. We got some more stealth rock damage, all that sort of stuff there, which is good. And I went for the bug buzz there. So bug buzz actually does really nice damage. I was happy with that. So I got that one on the swap. So I got my throat spray boosters. Like, I wonder what move they're going to use. Just a signature move, like something like that. And they popped the flamethrower. I'm like, oh crap, I'm lucky. I'm really, really lucky there that I got some damage off earlier, and I did have sturdy. This time I didn't get burned on 1 health, which is good, and that is the end of the hack to walking meme there. So that's 4 hack Pokemon so far in a row. I was like, oh, what's the next Pokemon? And it's going to be Roaring Moon. So, all right, at least it's, I'm hopeful that they may have one Pokemon that isn't hacked out. So it's going to take some damage there with the Stealth Rock and the spikes and things like that. And now they're going to go for Draco Meteor on 1 health. What were they thinking there? That could have missed easily. So that's the end of Forretress 2. I don't know what's going on in this battle. Like, your guess is as good as mine. We're going to go into the shiny Forretress now. I don't want to blow my explosion load too quickly, and I'm going to get hit by Earthquake. So Earthquake was the other move here. I decided to set up the Power Trick so I could increase my attacking capabilities there. So that's going to be the end of the naughty hacked Roaring Moon there. So we got Gardevoir left, and we got 2 other Pokemon. Now we got another hack Pokemon, and it is Greninja. So they've just got... Seriously, they've just taken... I feel like they've just taken the best Pokemon they've got off the surprise train. Like, oh, here we go. This will be a good team. Something like that, right? I don't know. Anyway, they're going to go for a Protein Hydro Pump. Like, oh, this is going to really, really hurt. I lived on 18 health and got the explosion off there. So well, I've just swapped my attack and defense around. There's no way Greninja is ever going to be able to live this. Plus, I've got a normal gem too. So that is going to be a double KO for the Forretress and for the Greninja. Like, okay... What's the last Pokemon? Is it going to be a naughty one, or are they going to be a good one? And finally, they exceeded my expectation and had Iron Leaves without a .com name. Anyway, imagine if the Iron Leaves was shiny. I would have burst out. Anyway, so we got this, I was thinking, what can they really, truly do to me, right? So I decided to go for the County. I thought this would be good. They got physical moves. They went for a Solar Blade. I'm like, okay, so Counter's going to fail. Okay, fair enough. It is what it is. I'm just going to go for an Ice Spinner. That at least is going to be super effective, right? Here comes the Solar Blade. Now I'm going to resist this, really, really heavily, and it's going to do hardly any damage there. So I'd say Counter would have done maybe half of the health. So go for Ice Spinner there. It wasn't quite enough to take it out. However, Iron Leaf is going to definitely be fainting the next turn. They popped a Mega Horn there. I went for a Disrespect counter and it failed. So I got a one-hit KO. Sorry, not a one-hit KO. A one-health poison KO again there. That's going to be a little bit salty. So that's going to be the end of the Iron Leaves. Like, are we going to get a DC here? What's going on? So next Pokemon is the Gardevoir. I know they've got Magical Leaf. And, yeah, that's probably, I'd say, a psychic move. And, I don't know, maybe some coverage move. I've got no idea. Anyway, they're going to take all the entry answers in the world there. They're going to trace my Sturdy, which is going to change this entire battle. Now they've gone for a Draining Kiss. I'm like, okay, that's all right. But the funny thing here, right, I went for the Earthquake. I thought, well, that's pretty good damage there. Earthquake actually doesn't take it out. They got another Toxic on 1 health faint there. And that's the end of the battle, people. I've got no idea what went on this game. I just thought this was a funny WTF battle. All right, that's it, people. Peace out there.